Okay, buckle up, Sister Wives fans, because we're about to dive headfirst into a quagmire of land deals, legal threats, and enough passive-aggressive behavior to make a real housewife blush. Today, we're dissecting the Coyote Pass saga, a tale so twisted it makes the infamous "who ate the last Oreo" debate in my house look like a Nobel Peace Prize negotiation. So, Kody from, wherever Kody's from, probably a place with excellent tea and a deep understanding of polygamy, dropped a truth bomb. Apparently, after years of foot-dragging, dramatic pronouncements, and the general air of "I'm Kody Brown, and I do what I want," Kody and Robyn, aka Robyn with a Y, because she's so special, have finally been strong-armed into divvying up Coyote Pass. Cue the celebratory air horns. Now, let's rewind a bit for those of you who've managed to avoid this TLC train wreck. Coyote Pass was supposed to be the Brown family's plural paradise. A sprawling expanse of Arizona land where each wife could build her own custom castle, complete with separate entrances for reasons. You know, because in a plural marriage, the key to happiness is definitely living far, far away from each other. The problem? Reality. And also, apparently, restrictive covenants harsher than my homeowners association. It turns out you couldn't just slap a McMansion with a turret on any old part of Coyote Pass. There were rules. Regulations. The kind of bureaucratic nightmares that make you question the very fabric of reality. And to add insult to injury, they couldn't even start building until the land was paid off. Which, naturally, took approximately forever. Fast forward to 2023, the Browns are fractured. Christine's long gone, escaping the gravitational pull of Kody's ego. Meri's basically living in a bed and breakfast, emotionally orbiting Kody like a sad, lonely satellite. Janelle's probably off-gridding somewhere, raising chickens and side-eyeing Kody's increasingly bizarre hair choices. And Robyn? Well, Robyn's probably crying, air quotes emphatically implied, about how unfair it all is while simultaneously picking out the finest silk drapes for her and Kody's new $2 million palace. Speaking of that palace, $2 million. Let that sink in. While Janelle and Meri were, presumably, eating ramen in their rentals, Kody and Robyn were building a monument to their, specialness. And this is where things get spicy. See, Janelle and Meri weren't just passively watching this train wreck unfold. They were meticulously documenting everything. Every dollar that went into that family account, every promise Kody broke, every time he declared he was going to screw them over, his words, not mine, although I certainly wouldn't put it past him. Janelle, bless her logistical heart, became the Erin Brockovich of polygamy, armed with spreadsheets and a burning desire for justice. Or, at least, her fair share of that sweet, sweet TLC money. According to Kody, Janelle and Meri had to threaten legal action. Lawyers were hired. Documents were subpoenaed, probably, I'm adding dramatic flair here. The whole shebang. Because apparently, Kody and Robyn thought they could just waltz off into the sunset with Coyote Pass and leave Janelle and Meri holding the bag. Which, let's be honest, is exactly what Kody would have done if he thought he could get away with it. The legal sticking point? The pesky fact that Janelle and Meri weren't legally married to Kody. Under normal circumstances, they'd have about as much claim to Coyote Pass as I do to Brad Pitt's abs, which is to say, zero. But, they had the receipts. The family account. The show money. Every penny that went into buying that cursed plot of land was traceable back to the entire family. And you can't just ignore evidence when you're trying to pull a fast one. Unless, of course, you're running for political office. But I digress. So, after 2 years of stonewalling, Kody and Robyn finally caved. Coconino County records show that some kind of agreement was reached. I'm imagining a room full of lawyers, shouting matches, and Robyn dramatically clutching her pearls while Kody sputtered about how unfair it all was. It must have been beautiful to behold. The details are, of course, incredibly convoluted, because nothing in the Brown family is ever simple. But here's the gist. Asterisk Lot F, 2.4 acres. Kody's name is gone. Vanished. Poof. Janelle gets 50%, and Meri gets 50%. I can only imagine the smug satisfaction Janelle must have felt. Although, knowing Meri, she's probably just happy to have a slightly larger slice of the pie than she did before. Asterisk Lot J, 5.4 acres. This is where things get a little murky. Kody and Robyn own 50% as community property, which, in my opinion, is about 49% too much. Janelle gets 25%, and Meri gets 25%. So, basically, Robyn is still technically winning, because she gets to hoard all the land. Typical. Asterisk Lot H, large parcel. Kody and Janelle and Meri all jointly held this before. Robyn gets added now, and Robyn and Kody get 50%, while Janelle and Meri get 25% each. The numbers speak for themselves. Now, the timeline of all this is utterly bonkers. Agreements were made in September 2024, then signed in January 2025, then finally recorded in March 2025. It's like they were deliberately trying to make it as confusing as possible. Maybe they thought that if they dragged it out long enough, Janelle and Meri would just give up and go away. Spoiler alert, that didn't happen. The weirdest part? This all happened around the same time Kody and Robyn put their McMansion on the market. And also around the time Christine filed a child support lawsuit against Kody. Coincidence? I think not. My theory, and it's a pretty solid one, if I do say so myself, is that Janelle and Meri basically forced Kody and Robyn's hand. They said, pay us what you owe us for Coyote Pass, and for the down payment on that hideous McMansion, or we're going to unleash the legal kraken. And Kody, faced with the prospect of actually having to be responsible for his actions, panicked and put the house on the market. Then, Christine, smelling blood in the water, swooped in with her child support lawsuit. Because let's be real, Kody probably hadn't been paying her a dime since she left. He's the kind of guy who thinks child support is a suggestion, not a legal obligation. So, what does all this mean? Well, for starters, it means that Janelle and Meri are finally getting what they deserve. They stood up to Kody's BS, they fought for their rights, and they actually won. It's a small victory in a sea of polygamous dysfunction, but it's a victory nonetheless. It also means that Coyote Pass is probably going to be listed for sale any day now. And good riddance, I say. That land has been nothing but a source of drama and heartache for the entire family. Let some other sucker buy it and build their dream home. Although, let's be honest, anyone who buys that land is probably signing up for a reality show of their own. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, it means that Janelle and Meri are done with Kody. They have no legal ties to him, no financial obligations, nothing but children in common. And considering how estranged Kody is from most of Janelle's kids and Meri's daughter, Mariah, even that connection is tenuous at best. So, is this the end of Sister Wives? Maybe. Kody seems to think so. With Coyote Pass finally resolved and Christine happily living her best life in Utah, there's not much left to film. Unless, of course, TLC wants to do a spin-off about Robyn's descent into madness as she realizes that she's stuck with Kody forever. Now that's a show I'd watch. But seriously, folks, let's give it up for Janelle and Meri. They may not have found lasting love with Kody, but they found their voices. And sometimes, that's more important than any plot of land. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go eat an Oreo. But don't worry, I'll leave one for everyone. Unless, of course, Kody shows up. Then all bets are off.